arrived just after 5:15, 5:30, when the sun was just about to come up, and set up everything, set out the rods, with full anticipation that just like any other trip to Fox Run, there wouldn't be much activity till 7:30, 8 o'clock. Boy, was I wrong. I had the first run probably around 6:15. It broke me off. That was disappointing. But very quickly thereafter, I got another run. This started to be a strange day because it was being successful. Isn't that weird? It was a kind of strange day because they had forecast that the day temperatures would be pretty low and with lots of cloud cover. And they were right. Temperature in the morning started off about 59 degrees. That was a cool start. And I started off by wearing 2 shirts. Anyway, as you can see, the second run produced a fish, not a big fish, but hey, that's why we go fishing. It's fun. You might ask yourself, why have I labelled this part 2? Well, I had quite a few cameras running, and the one camera that was unexpectedly busy, of course, was the pod camera. Pod camera, as you may see in the first part that I put together, there were lots of runs. In fact, there were 12 runs altogether. So it became kind of confusing whilst I was processing and preparing this video as to where all these runs were. And the other factor was that I made this part 2 because I didn't want it to be boring with so many pickups, runs, drops, snags. I just wanted to get down to the fish. It was pretty dark, most of the pictures, so I did increase the light so one can see better what's going on. I played with the camera on the net, the landing net. I can call that the net cam. It was pretty good, not the best. It was okay for landing fish, but releasing the fish, the water was just either not clear enough or the fish were so fast that the results were pretty poor. In this video, I was just about to send out a PVA bag, probably to the middle area between the 2 lines of trees, but oh my God, another run. This was starting to be a good day. I felt a little more enthusiastic about the day because kids were either back at college or back at school for the most part, and so the day was pretty quiet. It could also have been because the weather was pretty cool. I did speed up in a lot of places just to keep the video interesting. Got to keep those fish out of that snag. There are several snags which I've now identified, but the worst one is to the right of the last tree on the left and underneath the right-hand lowest branch. Got to get them out. This fish put up a good fight. It turned out to be quite a chunk. It was 29 inches, which probably puts it somewhere around 13, 14, maybe 15 pounds. Took a fair time to get it in. Most of the day, as you may have noticed in part 1, is that most of the fish were running on the rod to the left, which was in what I refer to as line 1, which is not far off the last tree on the left. If I put out the right rod, it was some distance away to avoid entanglements. If you're interested, the camera that's on doing the net cam thing is a DJI Action 2. It's in a waterproof case. The camera producing the picture is an Akaso Brave 7. Same as the other one on the left-hand side. The wind originally, when I started fishing, was blowing straight at me from the southeast. Quickly turned, as predicted by the weather forecast, as coming from the northeast. On to the next. Cloud cover essentially moved away, so it started to become warm. This fish was even bigger than the last. Put up a really good fight. Once I get it away from the last tree on the left, I feel fairly confident that it's going to be caught as long as the hook holds. Because going over to the right-hand side is the flooded meadow. my memory serves me right, this was the biggest fish I've caught out of Chatfield so far this year. Still not really many places to go fish because it's so flooded and the old swims are just inaccessible. That's why I keep fishing here. This fish at 32 inches was probably an upper teen, between 15 and 20 pounds. This was a little bit later. Cloud cover gone. Getting quite hot. Wasn't quite sure what this fish was, since it was a powerful fighter. But when it got close in, I noticed that it was in fact a mirror. And a mirror carp really do fight strongly, probably 50% stronger than a fish than a carp of similar size. These mirror carp are really just so pretty. You notice a couple of canoeists had gone through my swim, but you know, I decided just to not get upset about it and just ignore them. And as it turned out on this day, that didn't really interrupt anything. I was very busy. I probably would have landed more fish if I hadn't suffered from bad self-made hook links. Of course, snags didn't help either. So that's it. Essentially, this was the last fish of the day. All mirrors out of Chatfield. I photographed both sides of them. Each side tends to be unique for the fish. Not a big fish, but very pretty. Having released this fish, I decided that with the sun's heat, that it was enough time or the time to pack up. So that's what I did. I'll do my best to do better with all the runs next time. I've got myself a digital clock that I'm going to put on the pod, so then I can combine properly the runs in future videos. Always takes time to pack up. You've got to dry things out where necessary. Anyway, twas indeed a very good day. As always, good to have you with us.